President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has unveiled a bold series of plans to transform the lives of Amerindian communities across Guyana. These initiatives focus on key areas like education, training, infrastructure, connectivity, and agriculture. He made these remarks during the opening ceremony of the National Tushals Council Conference at the Artichon Conference Center on Monday.
We want to assure you that this and successive People's Progressive Party civic government will continue to advance Amerindian land titling. We'll continue to maintain the value, the nominal value of the LCDS resources that will be transferred to your communities under your own management. We will continue to create more job opportunities. And you know you can trust us with that. Not only have we reinstated the CSOs, but we have created new businesses, new entrepreneurs, nurses, doctors, teachers, lawyers over the last 4 years. And you can depend on us to continue along this pathway.
President Ali announced that nearly 250 firearm licenses will soon be issued to Amerindian and interland communities, responding to village leaders' calls for enhanced security.
I'm pleased to tell you today that every one of those applications was processed, and you will get those licenses to take back in the villages.
In discussing the expanded low-carbon development strategy 2030, President Ali announced that Guyana will host the inaugural Global Biodiversity Alliance, providing a new platform for Amerindian leaders to showcase sustainable development on the world stage. More than 250 village leaders are being called to action, not just as representatives, but as voices for their people. They have been urged to seize the opportunity of the week-long National Tushals Council Conference, a vital platform to spotlight the strides made in their communities, and, just as importantly, to voice the challenges they continue to face. The call was made by Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai during the opening of the conference at the Artichon Conference Center on Monday.
I urge you to ensure that the sessions are interactive and consultative. This is your space. This is your time to voice your progress and even your setbacks, so together with the government we can learn, grow, and build together.
She reminded Amerindian leaders that the National Tushals Council stands as the only legally recognized body representing all indigenous communities. Minister Sukai reaffirmed the government's unwavering commitment to an open-door policy, one that ensures continued meaningful dialogue with indigenous leaders, fostering trust and progress.
In our One Guyana, Amerindian peoples occupy a special place as our first people. It brings me great pleasure to reassure you that this People's Progressive Party civic administration always has our Amerindian people at heart.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. Residents of Para, a small satellite of Waramuri nestled in the Barima-Waini region, benefited from the distribution of 30 solar panels on Sunday. Para is home to approximately 270 residents who use generators and lamps to provide light in their homes. Senior Councillor of Para, Kester Fredericks, welcomed the initiative. Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell, led the distribution to complete the second phase.
For persons who did not get on the list last year as was distributed. And we are therefore keeping our commitment, as we have always said to you, that whatever we still commit on, we will develop.
A significant development is underway for Amerindian communities in Region 9. The government is moving to extend land titles and grant new ones. During a community meeting at Napi Village, Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai announced that their request for additional land is legally permissible.
I must congratulate the residents of Napi, or the villagers of Napi, for continuing to pursue the application for extension. And I must also draw to the attention that our ALT team has been progressively working with many communities addressing similar instances of requests for additional lands to your village, to village lands that already is owned absolutely and forever by the village.
The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security is collaborating with the Ministry of Legal Affairs and the Judiciary to establish a mental health court. The initiative is part of a broader national effort to ensure individuals with mental health challenges receive appropriate support within the justice system. Construction is advancing rapidly in the new dormitory at the Bartica Secondary School in Region 7. The new edifice will provide students with a spacious and comfortable living environment when completed. Minister of Education Priyamanik Chand highlighted that the dormitory is part of an over $423 million project. Over in the public works sector, the government is moving to tighten enforcement against overload trucks by procuring 20 motion weight scales and 400 clamps. This is according to the Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgel, who made the announcement on Wednesday. The initiative is aimed at reducing the widespread damage caused to roads, culverts, and bridges by overweight vehicles. Traffic woes and the daily rush to beat the Demerara Harbor Bridge's closure will soon be a thing of the past for residents of Region 3, as their new river bridge is on course for completion in August. According to a weekly progress report presented by the Ministry of Public Works, the physical development of the bridge structure currently stands at 76.91%. This has brought us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekly Digest. For this and other government information, do visit us at dpi.gov.ui or follow us across our social media platforms. From strategic meetings in Georgetown to grassroots engagements across the country, this is your inside view of the week that was the life and leadership of His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Follow along as we take you through the decisions, dialogues, and development shaping our nation's future. This week began on a heartfelt note as President Ali joined the rest of the country in celebrating and honoring mothers on the occasion of Mother's Day. He paid tribute to the enduring strength and silent sacrifices of mothers across Guyana, including his own mother, grandmother, and wife, Her Excellency First Lady Arya Ali.
A mother's love is not measured in words, but in the daily, innumerable acts of care, concern, and affection that lie at the heart of motherhood. There is no monument grand enough, no poem eloquent enough to fully honor what mothers do daily, quietly, constantly, and courageously. To be a mother is to be the first teacher, the fiercest protector, the tireless provider, and the soul of the family. You're the heart that keeps the home beating and the strength that steadies our nation.
President Ali delivered the feature address at the 39th Association of the Caribbean Commissioners of Police Conference and annual general meeting at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. Noting the issues that crime and gang violence pose in the Caribbean, Dr. Ali outlined a comprehensive approach that can significantly address the region's security needs. The president calls this plan a hit list. He explained that the importance of each element addresses key security issues regionally.
These are all areas that continue to challenge us, challenge our security architecture. But I dare say that this security architecture does not operate in isolation. This is not a challenge for our commissioners and our security personnel. This is a challenge for our region. Policymakers, our commissioners and security architecture, the private sector, RTs, the religious community, every one of us. This is a regional challenge that requires an all-in approach.
President Ali on Tuesday attended the Janazah, a Muslim funeral prayer for former General Secretary of the PNCR and former Minister of Government Amna Ali at the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana. The head of state hailed Ali for her unwavering commitment to public service through her time as a teacher and a politician. Later that day, President Ali turned his attention to global climate action as he delivered the keynote address at the inaugural meeting of the Forest and Climate Leaders Partnership. He challenged climate experts to move beyond theory and offer real solutions to financing for developing nations.
Our message is simple. Prosperity and forest protection are not mutually exclusive. In our 15-year journey, we have made mistakes, but we have also learned what works and what doesn't.
That evening, President Ali hosted a dinner reception at State House in honor of the 39th Annual General Meeting and Conference of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police. The conference, which started on Monday, lasted for 4 days and was held in Guyana under the theme United in Action, Transformed in Purpose, Building an Integrated Caribbean Security Architecture. On Thursday night, Dr. Irfan Ali hosted a cocktail reception for attendees of the all-members meeting of the Forest and Climate Leaders Partnership at State House. He reminded Guyanese that defending Guyana's sovereignty is not only a patriotic obligation, but also one of the highest honors of citizenship. Join us each week as we continue to bring you a window into the President's engagements where policy meets people, leadership meets legacy. Until then, stay informed and engaged.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali says there must be shared intelligence and coordination in the Caribbean to safeguard communities. He made the remarks during the 39th Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police Conference and annual general meeting at the Arthur Chung Conference Center in Guyana. He noted that the Caribbean faces great problems with crime, including gang and drug-related violence. As such, Dr. Ali outlined a comprehensive approach that can significantly address the region's security needs. The president calls this plan a hit list. He explained that the importance of each element to address security issues regionally.
These are all areas that continue to challenge us, challenge our security architecture. But I dare say that this security architecture does not operate in isolation. This is not a challenge for our commissioners and our security personnel. This is a challenge for our region. Policymakers, Our commissioners in security architecture, the private sector, RTs, the religious community, every one of us. This is a regional challenge that requires an all-in approach.
Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken emphasized the need for a unified approach to address cross-border crime and cyber threats.
We must become one faster, smarter, and more unified in our approach. This demands that we dismantle silos and build entrepreneurial across agencies from police and customs, the financial intelligence unit, and social services. It requires real-time intelligence sharing, regional surveillance, joint task forces, and the standardization of protocol and training.
Guyana has made steady progress over the years to modernize the police infrastructure. Over $9 billion has been spent over the last few years. The week-long conference is themed Unified in Action, Transformed in Purpose, Building an Integrated Caribbean Security Architecture.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. To bring greater awareness to the rich cultural heritage of Guyana to students across the country, the Ministry of Education executed the first ever Arrival Day Village. This event took place at the Arthur Chung Conference Center in Liliendal and lasted for 2 days. Minister of Education Priyamanik Chand, who officially opened the village, emphasized the importance of the Arrival Day event.
This is something you will see over and over again. To all parents, this village is made up of the social studies content required for your children's learning, for them to be successful at various exams, including the NGSA and CXC Social Studies and History.
A whopping 17 kilometers of main road was transformed from mud to asphalt on the island of Laguan. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Ejo led a team of engineers on an inspection of the completed works on Wednesday.
These are not standalone construction activities. They are linked and connected to bigger plans. They are linked and connected towards the development of our people. And like we have been saying over and over again, whenever we do something, it is with people in mind. And the people must benefit from those interventions.
The Barima-Waini region was not left behind in government's solar electrification program. This week, a total of 595 solar power systems were distributed to households in Region 1. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell reminded the residents that the exercise is the fulfillment of a commitment made by the government.
Today's exercise is a commitment that your government made. First of all, you recall when we campaigned, we said to you that when we get back into office, we will have a program that speaks towards electrification. And about over 10 years ago, you had one program where every household benefited from a solar panel. As soon as we got into office, we had another round.
This has brought us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekly Digest. For this and other government information, do visit us at dpi.gov.ui or follow us across our social media platforms. the corridors of State House to communities across the country, this is the President's Diary, your weekly look inside the leadership and engagements of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Stay tuned as we take you through the dialogues, discussions, and developments shaping our nation's future. On Monday, President Ali delivered his Arrival Day message, honoring the sacrifices and enduring contributions of our foreparents in building our country. In a significant move to enhance transparency and modernize the Guyana Police Force, the Commander-in-Chief handed over 500 body cameras to the force. The body cameras are capable of recording digital audio and video and will be used to gather evidence in criminal, civil, and traffic-related court proceedings.
We want the Guyana Police Force to be of service. We want the Guyana Police Force to be a service-oriented organization. And part of that is for us to continuously work on improving the service delivery. A big part of improving service delivery is monitoring and evaluation, transparency and accountability, but also at the same time giving our police officers, our men and women in uniform, the tools to make their job easier, the tools that would allow them also to hold people accountable for their action.
President Ali emphasized that officers must be equipped with body cameras while on duty. He said this is a crucial element of the government's comprehensive strategy to integrate advanced technology into law enforcement. President Ali on Thursday received several pieces of art from the Bihar Museum, a state-owned institution in Patna, India. The artworks were presented by the High Commissioner of India to Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Amit Talang, the Deputy Director of the museum, Dr. Sunil Kumar Jha, and the museum's curator, Dr. Ravi Gupta, during a courtesy visit to State House. On Thursday and Friday, President Ali met with farmers who are most impacted by two major projects happening along the east bank of Demerara, the new 4-lane highway and the power line leading to the gas-to-energy project. President Ali discussed solutions to compensate the farmers. The president presented several compensation options which will be further discussed in an upcoming meeting with the Minister of Legal Affairs to ensure equitable outcomes for the farmers. He acknowledged the farmers' deep-rooted passion for agriculture and expressed the government's intent to minimize disruption to their livelihoods. President Ali signed the Book of Condolence for the late President of Suriname, Dr. Jules Albert Weidenbosch, at the Embassy of Suriname on New Garden and Anira Streets on Friday. Weidenbosch passed away on April 30th, 2025. He led Suriname from 1966 to 2000. The president also gave the feature address at the Europe Day reception held by the delegation of the European Union in Guyana.
We are very happy and we'll accept your thanksgiving that we are contributing positively to the energy security of Europe. So whilst, yes, the trade surplus is a result of crude oil, you must acknowledge that Guyana is contributing positively to the energy surplus, energy security of Europe. And I think you deserve a round of applause for that.
President Ali attended the Hope is Rising 24-hour global prayer service on Friday evening at the National Cultural Center. The event, organized by church leaders, aimed to bring comfort to the nation in the wake of the recent tragedies, including the heartbreaking death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, whose lifeless body was recovered from a hotel pool in Region 3. President Ali highlighted the unifying role of the church, describing it as a beacon of hope during these difficult times.
The church must encourage the virtues of thankfulness and gratitude. The church today must be a place where gratitude is not limited to spiritual blessings or internal acts of service, but extends to the wider society and even to the work of policymakers, the work of society and leaders. It must extend itself beyond the internal walls, because the church and the Word of God is for everyone, every season, and all things.
President, can we pray for you? As you stretch your hands to the leader of this nation, I pray that God will continue to establish you. He will cover you, protect you. And the affairs of Guyana will be executed to the highest level of God's authority. Will be executed with the highest level of ethics, the highest level of equality, justice, purity, and godliness.
This wraps up this edition of the President's Diary. Join us next time as we continue to track the journey of President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Until then, stay engaged and stay informed.
A number of students eager to pursue careers in media and communication is currently undergoing training at the Guyana Media and Communication Academy. Among the trainees sharing their experience at the academy is a young man from Bamia Region 10 with goals of pursuing a career in public speaking.
I wanted to pursue my public speaking career to a different level, and this was a perfect platform to do such. Additional to it, I am also seeking to know exactly where this opportunity could lead me, and more so impact the disability community to be more involved in this landscape.
Being a part of this entire training program have really widened my thinking and have given me a lot of ideas on how I can use my experience already with the knowledge gained to make it more impactful.
I've always had a passion for media, and having this opportunity is one of the best things that's happened to me. After the program would have ended, I hope to have some skills and also hope that everything that I've learned here, I can take it into the working world so that I can put it into action.
The National Training Coordinator, Marcia Hope, expressed that the program has grown exponentially under her leadership.
Over 36 persons came out of the Media Academy since I'm here as the coordinator, and many of them are working in various capacities across the private media houses as well as state media houses. So some of them are social media experts, video editors, content creators, reporters, anchors, and there's a variety of talent that we would have churned out from the academy.
Another 595 solar power systems were distributed to households in Region 1. The recipients are from 12 villages in Mabaruma, and they are pleased to have better electricity.
It will help me a lot because we do not get quarrel. And the children go to school and we're glad for the light for the children could study during the night.
It's really government doing something nice to the young people, them, giving everything what you want, getting from the government. So we're glad with it, what we getting from the government.
Leading the distribution was Minister of Housing and Water, Colin Crowell. He noted that these solar panels were procured for the residents who had not benefited during the first phase of distribution.
As a result, there were some houses that were left off that we took a list of. We have a list that we're working with And we committed that we will have what is called a supplementary list.
Whilst in Region 1, Minister Kroll commissioned a $63.5 million guest house and a $6 million bakery in Mabaruma settlement. Mabaruma also received an emergency service vehicle. Over at Baruma Nabo, a $7 million sewing center was also opened.
Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Digest, your front row seat to the policies, programs, and people shaping Guyana's development journey. Each week, we go beyond the headlines to follow ministers of government as they implement the administration's agenda, one step, one story, and one community at a time. There will be no delay in searching for persons reported missing. The revised standard operating procedures for the Guyana Police Force now mandates that all reports of missing persons must be acted upon immediately. And in cases of missing children, a red alert system will be triggered instantly to ensure coordinated national response. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips detailed this system during Monday's sitting of the National Assembly.
All missing person reports must be acted upon without delay. This is a major change from before, where we had a mandatory 24-hour waiting period.
Guyana joined the world on Monday in observing World Day of Safety and Health at Work. To mark this occasion, a symposium was held to speak about the need for safety in the workplace. There, Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton reaffirmed that the government has been ensuring the necessary inspections and training are done to decrease workplace injury and death.
I believe fundamentally that to save lives, to protect people, all of us, we have to do some things differently in this country. AI and technology, they are helpers. They're to help, not to resolve. You could have all the AI, unless you're starting with RI. AI wouldn't solve the problems. So utilize real intelligence in your conversations.
Over in the health sector, a brand new state-of-the-art hospital is about to open in Diamond. The facility will serve more than 40,000 residents from Diamond and nearby communities, bringing top-tier healthcare right at their doorstep. Equipped with 75 inpatient beds and cutting-edge technology, the hospital will feature a fully modern 24-hour emergency department, advanced labs, 2 operating theaters, and even a minor surgery suite. During a visit on Sunday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony gave the project a thumbs up, applauding the speed and quality of the work.
We are getting close to completing the hospital. As you can see, most of the installation of equipment is now complete. We're in the process of testing. We have staff here that have been undergoing training. And very soon, once the training is completed, we will be in a position to open the hospital.
This Diamond facility is among a group of new major hospitals under construction across Guyana, including in Enmore, Lima Sands, Lethem, Bath, Number 75 Village, and Cato. Speaking at Expo 2025 in Japan on Sunday, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Onij Walrun outlined the government's commitment to creating an investor-friendly environment. In Guyana, there are tax incentives and support for key sectors such as infrastructure, energy, housing, and ICT. After decades of uncertainty, hundreds of families from Walton Hall, Region 2, are breathing a sigh of relief as they're finally legal landowners. In an outreach to Region 2, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Mahabir Anil Nandlal led the distribution of land titles. Speaking to the large gathering at Walton Hall, the Attorney General underscored the wide-reaching benefits that come with legal land ownership. With legal documentation in hand, residents are now empowered to access bank loans, pass down property to their children, sell the land at a higher value, or gift it during their lifetime.
While others are speaking about empowerment, we are delivering empowerment. There is no greater form of empowerment. There is no greater way of empowering a people than to give them legal ownership for lands that they are occupying.
This has brought us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekly Digest. For this and other government information, do visit us at dpi.gov.gy or follow us across our social media platforms. Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly insight into the initiatives, engagements, and leadership of His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali as he continues to serve the nation with purpose, compassion, and a resolute commitment to progress. At the heart of our nation today lies a profound sorrow, the tragic loss of 11-year-old Adriana Young, whose lifeless body was pulled from the swimming pool of the Doubleday Hotel in Region 3. President Ali remains in close contact with the grieving family, offering his support during this unimaginably painful time. This week, like many across the country, President Ali was deeply affected by the unrest that disturbed our nation's peace. Violent incidents erupted in several communities, leaving innocent citizens, from the owners of businesses to the most vulnerable, such as the homeless, shaken and harmed. President Ali delivered a firm and unequivocal warning to those inciting or engaging in acts of unrest, making it clear that such behavior will not be tolerated. He appealed to the conscience of the nation, urging all citizens to honor the memory of young Adriana through peace, not disorder. Her tragic death, he emphasized, must never be exploited as a pretext for violence or criminality. Speaking from State House at a press conference, the president reassured the nation that no stone would be left unturned in pursuing truth and justice.
Unfortunately, the peaceful protest was hijacked for political and selfish motive. That is unfortunate that persons would seek to profiteer selfishly on situations like these, hijacking what should be a peaceful process. So I want to say that there's a lot of images already captured of persons who are creating destruction along the roadways, public and private property, and those persons will be prosecuted.
Access to comprehensive video evidence led to the arrest of over 100 individuals involved. In what was perhaps one of the most distressing and reprehensible incidents following the unrest, acid was hurled at school children and their parents. President Ali personally met with the affected families, offering solace and assuring them of the full support and resources of the state. In his reflections on global development, President Ali extended heartfelt congratulations to Kamala Persad-Bissessar, Senior Counsel, on her election as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. He also welcomed Mark Carney as Canada's new Prime Minister, gestures that underscore Guyana's commitment to strengthening bonds across the Caribbean and North America. During a hands-on visit to Vreden Hoop in Region 3, President Ali engaged directly with speedboat operators. Many expressed long-standing concerns over safety and efficiency, citing dangerous sediment buildup that has been damaging their engines and propellers. Responding to the visible evidence of risk, The president ordered the immediate dredging of the Vredenhoop and Stabroek channels. Within hours of his directive, crews began clearing the riverways, including the removal of obstructive logs, signaling swift and decisive action.
Well, all will start before Friday. The dredging will hopefully be completed by then because they have to put work 24 hours. All the lights and so on will be installed. The steps, that will take some time, but they will start that before this weekend. It has to be started before this weekend.
At a World Press Freedom Day brunch hosted at State House on Saturday, the head of state underscored the urgent need for an ethical approach in the use of artificial intelligence. He reflected on the vitally important role of media practitioners in today's fast-paced digital world. President Ali warned that speed and reach mean little without responsibility, reliability, and relevance, and he called on Guyanese journalists to never compromise accuracy in a desire for speed and a bigger audience reach. The president also urged policymakers to assess both the opportunities and threats of artificial intelligence and to put in place strong laws and regulations to ensure it does not go unchecked.
Everyone wants to race to capture the attention of people faster than the other. AI and digitization, we as a country must have within the next 12 months a clearly defined framework for AI and digitization in every sphere of national life, every sphere of public life, because it is going to drive national and public life in ways that we have seen never before.
From addressing pressing challenges to fostering national unity, President Ali continues to lead with an unwavering commitment to justice, accountability, and inclusive progress for all Guyanese. Thank you for joining us on the President's Diary. Until next time, stay informed and engaged.
More than 30 residents in Paramakatoy will soon be employed by the Ministry of Public Works to reconstruct their airstrip and upgrade 1 kilometer of road. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Ejil made the announcement during a recent visit to the Region 8 village.
It creates employment for people in the community. Because in these projects that we are doing, it's not a contractor that get a job in Georgetown and he's free to hire people from anywhere and come and do the work. All the laborers would be hired from the village.
Skilled workers will be paid $10,000 per day, while laborers will earn $8,500 a day to construct the road. Where possible, materials will be sourced locally. Meanwhile, $799 million will reconstruct the airstrip. The runway will be 2,500 feet by 50 feet. There will also be a 10,000 square feet area for aircraft to park. Works are expected to commence on May 1. The government is rolling out a major infrastructure push in Region 9. The goal is to upgrade healthcare and give residents access to quality medical services. Residents of Anai and nearby villages no longer need to travel hours to Lethem or Georgetown for healthcare. A new modern district hospital opened in Anai last Friday. The $36 million upgrade means surgeries can now be done right in Anai. In fact, procedures already began over the weekend.
I feel really happy and for the village, for the people of this district, that they no longer have to go far, because some of the patients from the riverine areas, when they come to this health facility, and we have to before them to select a regional hospital, they would cry out that it's difficult for them. They have no money, financial support. They don't have any relatives that they can stay by when they get discharged. They have nobody to turn to when they go to Latin regional hospitals besides the nurses there, and they would make all kind of excuse. Some of them would even take self-discharge.
Over at Aranaputa, 600 residents now have better access to healthcare. A newly rebuilt health post worth $12.5 million is up and running. Services being offered at the upgraded facility include antenatal healthcare, chronic diseases, infant and preschool healthcare, family planning, and outpatient. LETEM now has a bond for pharmaceuticals built at a cost of $14 million. The facility is part of the government's push to improve healthcare. It ensures residents get timely access to essential drugs and medical supplies. Adding to the infrastructure, Region 9's medical response just got faster. 4 new ambulances worth $72 million were delivered to Karasabay, Sand Creek, Anay, and Yupakari. Guyana and Brazil, with support from PAHO, WHO, have launched a cross-border vaccination drive. The goal? Boost immunization and build a healthier future for all. The campaign targets key vaccines, yellow fever, measles, mumps, rubella, and HPV. The government is decentralizing health training in Region 9 to boost the quality of care. Recently, 31 individuals graduated as microscopists after 6 weeks of training. They are now equipped to detect malaria parasites in patient blood. Best graduating student, who hails from Fairview, Akima Sandy, always wanted a career in the health sector.
When the opportunity came along, I decided to take it because I really wanted to step into the health sector, since it has always been my dream to do something in health. And throughout the course, it was challenging. There were times when I feel really down, I wanted to give up. But my colleagues, they were always there for me. They were my parents, my mom especially, who always pushing me to be the best of myself.
Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony attended the facility openings and graduation. He highlighted that these developments show significant progress in providing efficient healthcare to remote communities. Over the past few years, more than $450 million has been invested to improve healthcare in Region 9.
We are making big investments in the region because one of the hallmarks of a PPPC government is that we are making investments in people. This investment that we are making, we want people to be healthy. That's the first thing. And if we have facilities like this, it is going to make people healthy, because when they're sick, they can come here and get those services. And that is what is important. We also have invested in every single health center or health post that you have in this region.
As Guyana observed the World Day of Safety and Health at Work today, the government has been relentless in prioritizing workplace safety. During a symposium today, Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton reaffirmed that the government has been ensuring the necessary inspections and training are done to decrease workplace injury and death.
I believe fundamentally that to save lives, to protect people, all of us, we have to do some things differently in this country. AI and technology, they are helpers. They're to help, not to resolve. You could have all the AI. Unless you're starting with RI, AI wouldn't solve the problems. So utilize real intelligence in your conversations.
In observance of occupational safety and health, a number of activities were held, which included training. The month's activities were themed Revolutionizing Health and Safety, the Role of AI, and Digitalization at Work.
Welcome to the President's Diary, your weekly update on His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali, through moments that matter and initiatives that move the nation forward. Last Saturday, the President touched down in Lethem Region 9, and the day was anything but ordinary. From dawn till dusk, it was a full-throttle agenda, powered by purpose, people, and progress. President Ali was joined by his family, First Lady Arya Ali and first son Zaid Ali, who all took part in the festivities of Rodeo 2025. But beyond the events at the rodeo, the President took the opportunity to visit several communities in the Rupununi. First up was the village of Masara.
All of these issues we're going to start incrementally this year to ensure that we have everything in place.
Followed by Yakarinta, Toka, Upakari, and Kwaimato. He announced several initiatives including enhanced road infrastructure, housing development, agricultural support, and other interventions aimed at boosting development, livelihoods, and economic growth.
We want you to live a higher quality life. We want you to be able to enjoy what all of Guyana enjoy. That is why there will be no limit to the investments we are going to make in your communities.
Yeah, Senor. Good afternoon. Alright. Okay. There. Okay. You want to play a game before you move? Right away, boy. We catch him yourself. Yeah. Best president. Guyana #1. Yeah, my brother. Right? This is the kid, he's alright. Nice.
President Irfan Ali received the letters of credence from the Ambassador of Vietnam, His Excellency Bui Van Nay, at the Office of the President. Following the ceremony, the President met with the Ambassador and informed him of Guyana's ongoing transformation in infrastructure, human resources, climate, energy, and food security. The President also accepted the letters of credence from the new Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to Guyana, Her Excellency Yang Yang. Guyanese were gripped with anxiety on Thursday as the search continued for 11-year-old Adriana Young. The child went missing during a family outing at the Doubleday Hotel in Region 3. The day descended into chaos when Adriana's lifeless body was discovered floating mysteriously in the hotel pool. The tragic news stunned the nation and ignited a wave of anger and unrest as the grieving family demanded answers. On Thursday evening, President Ali met with the family of Adriana Young to offer his condolences and reaffirm his commitment to ensuring justice is served. While recognizing the pain and anger of the protesters, the president called for peace, urging persons to desist from burning and blocking roads. On Saturday, President Ali visited the family for a second time to offer his support and to ensure they were kept informed about the progress of the investigation. This is the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next time. For updates and all of the stories you've just heard, be sure to check our website at dpi.gov.gy and our social media platforms. Welcome to this edition of Weekly Digest, your window to the policies, programs, and people driving progress in Guyana. We follow ministers of government as they move the administration's agenda forward, one step, one story, and one community at a time. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa was on the Essequibo coast this Tuesday, meeting with rice farmers facing delays at mills. He assured them that the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Guyana Rice Development Board, is taking active steps to address the issue of paddy spoilage, a serious matter concerning the farming community. On Friday, at a dream-realized housing drive in Berbice, the government announced that a minimum of 1,500 house lots will be allocated in the new housing areas across the East Berbice quarantine region in just 2 days. The new allocation will add to the 4,545 house lots already allocated since the government took office in 2020.
But you also must understand, too, that you have a government that is people-centered and is committed to ensuring that we make the lives of all its citizens better.
On Wednesday evening, doctors from across Guyana gathered at the Pegasus Corporate Suites in Kingston for a continuing medical education session. The event, hosted by the Ministry of Health and the Human Organ and Tissue Transplant Agency, welcomed a high-level delegation from India's Apollo Hospitals group. Leading the team was Professor Anupam Sibal, a globally respected pediatric gastroenterologist and Apollo's group medical director. He is here for strategic talks with health officials, discussions that could shape the future of Guyana's healthcare system. While in the Middle East for the EarthNA Summit for a Sustainable Future hosted by Qatar Foundation, Minister Sonia Parag engaged with the Guyanese diaspora in the capital Doha, sharing a detailed update on the sweeping transformational developments underway across Guyana. The government has commissioned 45 new bridges valued at over $7.7 billion, linking Lethem in Region 9 to Linden in Region 10. The massive infrastructure boost is set to significantly enhance connectivity and drive economic growth along the corridor. The bridges were officially opened last Saturday by Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips and Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgell.
I want to say to you that ours is a government that is big, that is serious about development. And not just only about development, about bridging that development divide that existed before we assumed office between the coastland and the hinterland. We've made it clear that everything that is happening development-wise on the coastland must also happen in the hinterland.
Guyana had a strong voice at United Nations this week. A joint delegation from the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs and the National Two-House Council represented the country at the 24th session of the UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. The team was led by Minister Pauline Sukai, who highlighted Guyana's ongoing efforts to uplift and partner with its indigenous peoples. There was joy and celebration in Kotoka Region 9 as residents welcomed the commissioning of their very first secondary school. The newly opened facility, inaugurated by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, will also serve the students from the nearby community of Semini. Minister of Education Priyamanik Chand attended the ceremony and shared this vision.
Your primary school now has the Guyana Learning Channel, which has a television set, solar panel, and cable. Do you know that? So that your children can learn the same way our children in Georgetown are learning.
Also in education, the ministry opened its 16th biennial National STEAM Fair at the Arthur Chung Conference Center. The 3-day event celebrates science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, all tied to the theme Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. Students from all 11 education districts were provided an opportunity to showcase their projects, sparking imagination and solutions for a better tomorrow.
This here that you'll see over the next 3 days, and I'm inviting you as parents to bring out your children. You're on holiday. They are on holiday. There's no reason why you should not bring out your children over this 2-day period to go through the various experiments and the various pieces of work that are coming from across the country. I invite you as parents to bring your children out and have them experience this.
Earlier in the week, Dr. Vindya Prasad met with the women's groups in Region 5 at the RDC boardroom. They discussed ways to build independence and improve livelihoods through the ministry-led programs like WIN, the Women's Innovation and Investment Network. It's part of a wider effort to empower women to shape their futures and drive local development. Dr. Prasad was in Tushan on Thursday, standing in solidarity with the family grappling with the tragic death of Adriana Young, an 11-year-old child. The girl's lifeless body was pulled from a swimming pool of a hotel in Tushan and is the subject of an ongoing police investigation. Later that day, Minister Vindya visited the relatives of the 3 La Cruz women who were fatally shot by Parmanand Ramdial, one of the daughter's estranged husband. Dr. Prasad offered her support to the family and community during this deeply painful time. This has brought us to the end of this week's edition of the Weekly Digest. For this and other government information, do visit us at dpi.gov.gy and follow us across our social media platforms.
A total of 29 concrete bridges will be constructed from Monkey Mountain in Region 8 to Karasabai in Region 9 to improve connectivity. Government has allocated a whopping $8 billion towards the project. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgel made the announcement during the commissioning of 45 bridges connecting Lethem to Linden.
The next strategic activity that the government is undertaking is to link Region 8 with Region 9. Karasabai to Monkey Mountain. And we have gone out to bid for the 29 bridges that exist between Karasabai and Monkey Mountain. So you don't have to go all the way around, then take Marjo and come back. And then even when you take Marjo and come back, you can't cross the mountains in some instances.
These works will provide better connectivity, spurring economic growth for both regions. Additionally, a number of asphaltic roads will be constructed along the central areas.
We have Quatamang, which will be linking to Anai Secondary School. We're out of tender for 1.5 kilometers of asphaltic concrete road. In Masara, the internal road, we're doing another 1.5 kilometers.
Ruperti and other communities in the deep south Rupununi will also benefit from road upgrades.
There was joy and celebration in Katoka Region 9 as children and residents welcomed the commissioning of their very first secondary school. The newly opened facility, inaugurated by His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali on Saturday, will also cater to students from the nearby satellite community of Simoni. Until now, students from Katoka had to make the long and often difficult journey, especially during rainy seasons, to attend St. Ignatius Secondary, located several villages away. Minister of Education Priya Manichan was also present at the commissioning ceremony and shared these remarks.
Your children, we have 125 boys and 136 girls who will go to this secondary school when school opens in the new term next 2 weeks. They did not have a secondary school before that.
This newly built school, which costs approximately $54 million, includes a fully equipped laboratory, home economics and food and nutrition department, and a new teacher's quarters, ensuring both students and educators have a conducive learning environment. Before officially opening the school, President Ali addressed the community, emphasizing the importance of equity in education.
You too must have the same opportunity, the same dreams, the same aspiration, the same hope, and the same desire for your children like any other child anywhere in Guyana, whether in Georgetown or anywhere in the coast. Your children must have the same dream.
His Excellency further underscored the government's commitment to educational equity.
And to give your children the same dreams and the same aspiration and the same hope, we have to give them the same opportunity by investing in giving them universal access to secondary education. And that is what we're doing. All of our children in Region 9 will have access to secondary education.
The government commissioned over $7.7 billion worth of bridges spanning the stretch between Lethem in Region 9 and Linden in Region 10, drastically enhancing connectivity and paving the way for economic growth across the corridor. The bridges were officially opened last Saturday by Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips and Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgel. A total of 45 bridges were constructed under the Curupukari to Lethem and Mabura Hill to Curupukari projects. Collectively, these works now form a critical link between northern Brazil and the Atlantic coast through Port Georgetown. The Linden to Lethem road link has not only reduced travel time significantly, but has also unlocked new opportunities in agriculture and tourism. Deputy Mayor of Lethem, Indira Singh, welcomed the milestones and spoke of its long-awaited benefits.
It is not just the region that is dependent upon this bridge, but the entire neighboring communities, especially Brazil. It is going to be such a relief for our local businesses, as it is going to be difficult at times during the rainy season. We know the struggles as residents of Lethem. It has been so many years of struggles. And with this being done, now we're going to have more commercial activities happening. Persons will not be hesitant to visit. You know, the socio-economical part of our township is going to thrive.
Prime Minister Phillips underscored the broader policy goal behind the initiative, bridging the development gap between the coast and the hinterland.
I want to say to you that ours is a government that is big, that is serious about development. And not just only about development, about bridging that development divide that existed before we assume office between the coastland and the hinterland. We've made it clear that everything that is happening development-wise on the coastland must also happen in the hinterland.
Minister Edgel pointed to the strategic value of investing in foundational infrastructure as part of the long-term goal of completing the Linden to Lethem Road in its entirety.
While we seek to complete the entire Linden to Lethem Road into asphaltic concrete, while we're waiting to move it
lot by lot, we went ahead with the construction of the bridges. Currently, 121 kilometers of road is being constructed from Linden to Babura Hill. We are currently engaging and in discussions with another team to continue from Babura Hill to Kurpakari. We are out and discussing and having engagements with several persons concerning bridging the Kurpakari, and then we want to be able to get other contractors engaged to carry this road all the way to let them over the Takatu into northern Brazil to be able to link with that connectivity that His Excellency the President has been talking about.
The Ministry of Education on Wednesday opened its 16th biannual National STEAM Fair focused on promoting sustainable development in Guyana. The three-day event, held at the Arthur Chong Conference Center in Lilienthal, carries the theme Innovative Solutions Through STEAM for Sustainable Development in Guyana. Participants include students from all 11 educational districts who are showcasing their projects in STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics. Each district hosted preliminary events in March, presenting over 210 projects in total. The most outstanding entries were selected for the national exhibition. Among the creative and eco-conscious solutions on display were several student projects tackling real-world problems. At the Bishop's High School, students developed a project aimed at addressing nutritional deficiencies in Guyana's hinterland and coastal regions.
We, the students of the Bishop's High School, present to you guys a project powered and rooted in science, powered by innovation and by the needs of our communities. So we're partaking under the category of biology, and we really thought deeply in what project can we make to not only help the environment but the communities and the people of Guyana. And we looked towards the regions, more so region 1, 2, and all those regions that range from the inland regions more towards to the coast. And we found that these populations, they don't really have nutrition-dense foods. So we figured out a way in which we can create foods and snacks and medicine in order to provide them with this nutrition. And the solution that we came to is merengue and breadfruit.
Our flagship production is actually this moringa-infused breadfruit breakfast bar. And this is one of the best initiatives that we came up with. And we'd like this to actually be implemented into the One Guyana school feeding program, because this nutritious bar would help our students with their cognitive health and their metabolic support in their growth.
Our project is based on detecting hyperspectral imaging. What is hyperspectral imaging, you might ask? Hyperspectral imaging is an artificial intelligence that scans plants and tell you whether they're good, whether they're bad. We have our app. The name is Picture This. It's available on App Store and Google Play Store. So what does this app do? This app scans the plants and identify what's the name of the plant. As you can see here, we have tomatoes. It tells you that it's a tomato, also known as a garden tomato, a tomato plant. It shows here that this plant looks sick. Why did they say this plant looks sick? Is because look at the leaves. The leaves are starting to decay, which mainly tells you that the plant needs solutions. So when you check for solutions, it will tell you what the solutions are. When you scroll down, that it needs more sunlight, it needs more water.
Environmental sustainability also took center stage with an innovative approach to waste reuse.
My project is titled the Banana Peel Charcoal. With this project, my aim was to find an alternative to traditional wood charcoal, which is much more harmful to the environment. So through this project, I would have produced the banana peel charcoal by using dried banana peels, and then I would have carbonized it in a low carbon environment to create the charcoal. After which I would have grind it into this powder and then added a binder such as cornstarch or clay to create these briquettes. After which the briquettes would have formed into these banana peel charcoals, which would be suitable for your barbecuing if you want, or could be made. It could make byproducts such as this banana peel charcoal soap, toothpaste, or this face mask.
In a related presentation, the product was shown to have cosmetic benefits as well.
And you know how ladies are into cosmetology and so on, cosmetics with their skin? This is very good for the face and so on. It would rejuvenate it, moisturize it, and it also helps to repair the skin barrier. So here we have someone trying it. How does it feel?
It feels good.
Great.
I love the graininess of it. Helps to scrub away the dead skin.
Minister of Education Priya Manikchand encouraged the public to visit the fair and support Guyana's young innovators.
This here that you'll see over the next 3 days, and I'm inviting you as parents to bring out your children. You're on holiday. They are on holiday. There's no reason why you should not bring out your children over this 2-day period to go through the various experiments and the various pieces of work that are coming from across the country. I invite you as parents to bring your children out and have them experience this.
Welcome to our edition of Weekly Digest, where we highlight the programs, initiatives, and policies of ministers of government as they work to advance the administration's agenda. After years of waiting, dreaming, and holding on to hope, 1,000 more families edge closer to the promise of owning a home. On Monday, the long-anticipated keys to their future came in the form of house lots at the Wales Housing Development in Region 3. A distribution process that filled hearts with joy and brought a long-awaited sense of relief. The allocation of the house lots was led by Housing Ministers Colin Crowell and Suzanne Rodriguez at the Regional Housing Office in Port Dorin. The new recipients are among the nearly 10,000 Region 3 residents who have been waiting for house lots. Minister Crowell assured residents that all pending applications up to December 31st, 2024 will be addressed by July.
After today, all of the pending applicants prior to December 31st, 2024 will receive a letter or will have available a letter that commits that we will allocate by July all pending applicants, or offer, I should say, because it's an offer, it's for you to accept. We will offer by July, end of July, all other pending applicants who are December 31, 2024 applicants and prior.
As part of the massive infrastructural drive, the government has awarded hundreds of contracts to upgrade community roads in Region 6. At a contract signing ceremony held in Berbice, 293 small contractors were granted road development contracts. Significantly, many of the awardees were women, a development welcomed by officials. The Minister of Public Works, Bishop Juan Edgel, participated in the ceremony that was held at Berbice High School in New Amsterdam. He called for the timely completion of the projects.
So time and time management of these contracts are very important. Today is the 16th of April. Half July, I must not see any unfinished work in Berbice.
The Ministry of Health on Tuesday graduated over 760 persons as nursing assistants to further buttress the country's demanding and expanding healthcare sector with more human resources. This is the first batch of nursing assistants who have graduated under the ministry's hybrid program. Lasting some 12 months, the trainees were exposed to rigorous training sessions that began online but later transitioned into practical classes to ensure the best delivery and quality of education.
Now today, all of you, the 764 of you who are graduating here today, we don't want you to see this that you're graduating as a nursing assistant and that you'll remain as a nursing assistant. That's not what we want. We want you to see yourselves as having a career in nursing or in health as a whole.
This has brought us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government information, do log on to our website at dpi.gov.ui and our social media platforms as well.
After years of waiting, dreaming, and holding on to hope, 1,000 more families edged closer to the promise of owning a home. On Monday, the long-anticipated keys to their future came in the form of house lots at the Wales Housing Development in Region 3, a distribution process that filled hearts with joy and brought a long-awaited sense of relief. The allocation of the house lots was led by housing ministers Colin Crowell and Susan Rodriguez at the Regional Housing Office in Port-Royal. The new recipients are among the nearly 10,000 Region 3 residents who have been waiting for house lots. Minister Crowell assured residents that all pending applications up to December 31st, 2024 will be addressed by July.
After today, all of the pending applicants prior to December 31st, 2024 will receive a letter or will have available a letter that commits that we will allocate by July all pending applicants, or offer I should say, because it's an offer, it's for you to accept. We will offer by July, end of July, all other pending applicants who are December 31, 2024 applicants and prior.
So far, 9,400 house lots have been allocated in Region 3, with 2,900 of those in Wales. In total, more than 45,000 families across Guyana have received house lots since this government came into office. It is a core aspect of the administration's vision to make home ownership accessible for all Guyanese. "37 allottees received steel and cement vouchers, part of a broader program that has seen an injection of over $467 million to aid homeowners with the cost of construction. Additionally, 768 land titles were distributed, giving families the legal documents needed to access loans and start construction. For these new allottees, it is more than just a plot of land. It is a new beginning, rich with the promise of belonging, stability, and a home to call their own.
Welcome to the President's Diary. Each week we take you on a journey through the meaningful engagements and initiatives of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Last Saturday, President Ali had a full day in Berbice Region 6. In all, he visited several communities and engaged with local residents in Skeldon, Mabicuri, Port Morant, Albion, Rose Hall, and New Amsterdam. The president unveiled a number of major plans for the region's development. They include the construction of a 4-lane highway from New Amsterdam to Molson Creek, building artificial intelligence AI data centers, constructing a deep water port, upgrading the Rose Hall Airport, completing the new international stadium at Palmyra, and completing the New Amsterdam Hospital. The president ended his day here, with devotees at the Guava Bush and Bloomfield Mandirs, where he joined them in celebrating Hanuman Jayanti, the birth of Hanuman. On Sunday morning, the president addressed the congregation at a Palm Sunday service at the Roman Catholic Church of Ascension in New Amsterdam, Berbice. He spoke of the need to instill hope, protect family values, and build a society rooted in justice and compassion. President Ali also attended service at the Christian Charismatic International Ministry Church in Williamsburg, Berbice. On Monday, President Ali engaged with residents of Good Fortune, West Bank, Demerara during a public meeting. He addressed several issues in their community, providing ready solutions.
Don't get tired, don't get weary, don't get nothing. Let's welcome His Excellency.
It is this unity that must take us forward to resounding success. A success that must be so resounding that there will be no other choice but to embrace a unified future for a prosperous Guyana.
President Ali received a courtesy visit from athletes who will be representing Guyana at the 2025 Carifta Games. During brief remarks, President Ali extended best wishes to the athletes and commended them for their dedication and determination. President Irfan Ali also visited the Animal Kingdom Hospital at Monrepo, East Coast on Wednesday afternoon. The facility is one of the most modern animal hospitals in the Caribbean. President Ali accepted the letters of credence from the People's Republic of Bangladesh non-resident High Commissioner, His Excellency Asad Alam Siam, at the office of the President. After the simple ceremony, President Ali held a brief meeting with the High Commissioner and emphasized the need to enhance bilateral cooperation. President Ali wrapped up his week in Region 9, where he attended Rodeo 2025. During his visit, he stopped by several villages, meeting with residents and listening to their concerns.
We're doing a major development so far in the Republic and I love it. From the time you take over, you are telling you. Them I want to tell you, but I didn't tell you to your face. You're doing good.
Hear what the man say? Tell them, man, tell them.
He's doing good. Mr. President, doing very good. We are on a rapid development.
This was the President's Diary, where we took a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next time.
The Dream Realized Housing Drive
has provided another 1,600 residents of Region 4 the opportunity to own their own homes. Last Friday, house lots were distributed at the Arthur Chung Conference Center.
Those of you who will be allocated your house lots today will be receiving a house lot in 4 areas that we've made available over the next 2 days, well, today and tomorrow. Felicity, Chateau Margaux, Le Souvenir, and Success. We are making 1,600 lots available over these 2 days for allocation.
Allottees will gain access to their land before the end of this year, following the completion of infrastructure works such as roads, essential amenities, along with green spaces and recreational facilities.
In keeping with our commitment, that will see you being able to access your land before the end of 2025.
Additionally, 70 homeowners received much-needed financial assistance through the Steel and Cement Subsidy Program. Persons who are building homes valued $6 million or less are eligible to receive 1 sling of cement. Those who are building homes valued over $6 million can receive steel vouchers and 2 slings of cement. The safety of workers across Guyana is a top priority of the Ministry of Labor. At the launch of Occupational Health and Safety Month on April 1, Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton outlined the plans of his ministry to ensure all work environments are safe and healthy.
The safety and health of workers are of paramount importance. It is recognized as a responsibility that requires a collective approach whereby there is collaboration with the tripartite partners and key stakeholders to make the workplace safer and healthier.
The mining and construction sectors will undergo a series of inspections to minimize the number of workplace fatalities.
The continued emphasis on mining and construction is mainly because the majority of fatalities over the past 4 years have occurred in those sectors.
Occupational Health and Safety Month 2025 is themed Revolutionizing Health and Safety, the Role of AI and Digitalization at Work. The theme focuses on how artificial intelligence and technology impacts new work practices through robotics, automation of tasks, and workers' management through the use of AI.
Recognizing that access to clean water is a fundamental human right, the government has been making targeted investments to ensure persons living in the hinterland have access to the vital resource. Koboro in Region 1 is one of the latest villages to have a brand new well. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell commissioned the well at the weekend. Prior to the $15 million well, the 400 residents depended on one well despite being far apart. Now, the addition of this well ensures that almost 200 residents are enjoying ready access to potable water.
When we say to you that we are going to deliver, you can be rest assured we will deliver.
And another 500 residents from Arakuru are delighted that their community has a new well. Before this $15 million well, they were dependent on a hand-dug well. The drilling and expansion of wells will allow the government to achieve 100% access to potable water in the hinterland and the riverine communities by the end of 2025.
The local fashion scene is stepping into the global spotlight with the launch of the Origins Guyana Fashion Festival. This government initiative creates a platform where local creatives will showcase their unique talents, and the world gets to experience the rich heritage of Guyana through fashion. The Fashion Festival is slated for the 2nd of May to the 4th.
We
we send a powerful message. Guyana is not just a land of natural beauty, which we all know what it is, and economic potential, which we can all see. We are a force in fashion, creativity, and culture. Names like Keisha Edwards and Michelle Cole have already made waves internationally.
Applauding the groundbreaking initiative, the attendees touted the far-reaching benefits it will yield.
Actually, this is like a dream in the making. I've been doing fashion in Guyana for, without aging myself, a very long time. So I'm one of those designers that more or less had to create your own path. So I think the younger designers in Guyana right now, this is a great opportunity for them to get on board. This is an opportunity for them to be supported.
Having this festival, we get to showcase our Guyanese talent in the industry. We have a lot of designers, amazing designers, whose designs we see on the international stage and many people don't know. Randy Madre, Jason Sherlon, all these other designers. So I think this is a groundbreaking initiative.
This modern $447 million Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority symbolizes the government's pledge to deliver more services to its people, including residents of Region 2. The Deeds and Commercial Registries Authority is your one-stop shop for land transfers, business registrations, and dispute resolutions, safeguarding your assets and investments.
This building is very important. Get easy hassle and getting basic services done for the region. And I feel this is a great initiative that the President did to commission this building.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali said the creation of the authority in the region will boost the local economy by creating a business-friendly environment that attracts residents and investors alike.
As part of our broader effort to strengthen governance, we have embarked on a transformative agenda to modernize our legal architecture, ensuring greater efficiency, accessibility, and justice for all.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Mohamed Anil Nandlal, said the facility ushers in a new era for local residents.
You at the SCPO are the first beneficiaries of a building dedicated to the Deeds and Commercial Registry to offer you the most comfortable services that we are offering anywhere else in the country, including Georgetown.
The newly constructed Friendship Magistrates Court was commissioned today, bringing the administration of justice closer to the people of Kirk to Long Creek. Decked out with the necessary amenities, cases will be heard in a timely manner at the new courthouse. In fact, over 200 cases have already been assigned to this court, with 4 cases listed for hearings today alone. The court, which was constructed at a cost of $449.6 million by Romano Builders, Inc., will provide a more convenient and efficient way for residents to resolve their disputes and access justice. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Mohabir Anil Nandlal, said the court serves as a guarantee that everyone has easy access to justice.
What more can a government do to demonstrate its commitment in ensuring access to justice for all of its people, wheresoever you are located?
He noted that there are over 50 courthouses across the country, with 2 more under construction at Soestdijk and Marburuma.
Rosemary Henry will now enjoy a reliable supply of electricity, as almost the 60 solar photovoltaic PV home systems were distributed to her community, Lou Creek, along the Soestdijk-Linden Highway. In her own words, Henry said the panels alleviate most of their electricity woes. Before the panels, residents have to travel far to charge their devices at a shop at a cost of $100 per hour.
I feel glad because I don't know you. In the dark, I'm glad for if you could be wrong in the night. Because you wouldn't want to come out to go out. How the place must be so dark and look so scary.
Like Henry, other residents say the distribution could not have been timelier.
I buy some small panel, and with that I get over 3 lights around the yard. This year now, this will help me because I have a freezer. And I was expecting that one day rat chicken inside and freezer and no problem, I can last.
This is a wonderful venture of our government to do this and remember us on the highway that hasn't got electricity for quite a amount of years now. I'm so much grateful and say thanks to you, to the government and its team for making this initiative a possibility.
It would help me a lot because I buy a solar fan and it doesn't last no time and it breaks and I can afford to buy a next one. So I would get this one to use because in the night it be so hot.
Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs, Kwame McCoy, oversaw the distribution on Wednesday. He reminded that it is the fulfillment of yet another promise by government.
We wanted to ensure that the solar system is given to the households in these communities that don't have any connection to the grid at the moment.
Welcome to the President's Diary, where each week we take you through the highlights of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's engagements and activities. This week kicked off with a vibrant community outreach at Canal Number 2 on the west bank of Demerara, where the President engaged with residents, listened to their concerns and shared updates on government initiatives.
The National Gas Company must provide opportunity for every single Guyanese. And we are not going to depend on you to find a way. We are going to invest in financial literacy. We're going to educate the population by village, by street, by community. So as we increase the grants that will come to you, 100,000 grand. As we increase it, you must see the importance of investing it.
Speaking at the Local Content Summit's opening ceremony at the Guyana Marriott Hotel in Kingston, Georgetown, the President applauded the diverse turnout and the growing involvement of women. This year's forum was held under the theme Collaborate, Invest, Build, Shaping Guyana's Future Together.
One of the things I admire about this room last year and this year is the youthfulness of the room, one, and secondly, the composition of the room. You can actually see the partnerships that are building and were built, and also, importantly, the strong women-driven ambition. And that, I think, is critical. It's critical in building out this new way of development in our country.
Following his speech, the Commander-in-Chief called for calm in Linden as investigations continue into the fatal police shooting of a 21-year-old.
The Office of Professional Responsibility is undertaking their investigation, and I've asked him whatever external support, if any, is needed, that those external support be sought to ensure that all parties, all stakeholders are comfortable with the outcome of the investigation and the process of investigation.
Another man was fatally shot during the protest in Linden. President Ali met with the families of both men. During the meeting, the president assured the grieving families that an independent investigation would be conducted in collaboration with the Regional Security System, RSS.
We're in close contact with both families. We'll be working with both families, their children involved, their mothers involved, and an important part of this is to ensure that the children, the mothers, and also the parents, that we also, their emotions and their pain, there's pain, and we have to work with all of them.
On Wednesday, President Ali held a community engagement on the west coast of Demerara. DPI's Luann Williams was there to report on the president's outreach.
Thank you, Shania. I'm here at the West Demerara Secondary School, where the president just wrapped up a spirited community engagement. Residents turned out in large numbers, many eager to share their concerns and hear directly how the president plans to address them.
This evening, Mr. President, I'm just here to thank you for the great work you've done in the country as a whole, and to highlight that the vision that you're sharing is one that I personally was one that I'm looking forward to. So you would have more or less fulfilled some of my dreams as such, especially for the West Side. So I just want to say thank you once again, Mr. President.
President Ali took the opportunity to remind residents of his government's vision for the communities on the west bank of Demerara.
Right here in this community, there's a park in Phoenix that we're going to convert to a beautiful children park to support the children in these communities. And that work will start this year. I've asked the regional chairman to find a piece of land within the community, even if we have to buy it, so we can develop a 24/7 football training facility here for you. This is the future I'm talking about.
At the same community event, President Ali made a stunning announcement that got the applause of parents and school-aged children.
Not only, you can sit please, not only in the public school system, but every single child in the public school and private school that will be writing CXC, the government will pay for 8 subjects completely, totally.
The following day, President Ali made yet another significant announcement. All pensioners who have not qualified for the National Insurance Scheme NIS will receive a one-off cash grant. The government has earmarked $10 billion to cover the initiative.
We want to help people. We want to find ways in which we can make it easier for our citizens, especially the elderly, especially those persons who are now in an age in which they should be comfortable, and they should also benefit from whatever contribution they made in the system.
Later that day, President Ali held another community outreach in Region 3. DPI's Shaquan Gill was there to cover the community outreach.
Thank you, Shania. President Ali just wrapped up yet another spirited community engagement here in Canal Number 1 on the west bank of Demerara, reassuring the residents of the responsiveness of the government of Guyana. He also heard from hundreds of residents who raised priority community issues in the form of agriculture intervention and the condition of roads. This meeting forms part of President Ali's commitment to reaching and meeting people across the country to deliver responses to their issues.
We want to identify 100 women in this Canal Bagasville area. And we want to help you to put a shade house in your yard so you can produce, so that you can plant celery that goes to the market. We want to empower 100 families by empowering 100 women. Because when you empower women, you're empowering the entire community.
After the meeting in Canal Number 1, the president handed over 20 mechanical tillers for farmers and a lawnmower to help maintain community grounds. On Friday morning, President Ali hosted a kite distribution on the lawns of State House. Children were able to make their own kites and enjoyed various games. He also hosted lunch for U.S. Lesser Antilles Medical Assistance Team, LAMAT 2025, Guyana. During the two-week exchange, LAMAT delivered critical healthcare and shared knowledge with local medical professionals to strengthen Guyana's healthcare system. Notably, a life-changing surgery was performed on an infant.
One of the most specialized eye surgery that would now allow that 2-month-old to see and to live in an environment where they can have sight of everything. It's a groundbreaking surgery, and it was successful, and I want to say you have left this one significant piece of history that is a first here in Guyana, and that should be applauded, and I want to thank you for that.
Later that afternoon, President Ali received a courtesy visit from the Minister of State in the Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom, the Right Honourable Lord Vernon Coker, on Thursday at the Office of the President. After the meeting, a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) was signed between the Guyana Defence Force (GDF) and the Ministry of Defence of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland to enhance cooperation in the field of defence.
Region 3, our President, let us give him a warm Region 3 welcome. You can turn around and you can watch your President make his way up front.
Later that evening, President Ali made a major announcement that brought relief to many of Guyana's farmers. He was speaking during a community engagement at the Hydroni Market Tarmac in Parika, Region 3.
To support all our farmers, we're going to transfer $2 billion to ensure that 1 bag of fertilizer per acre of land is delivered to all the farmers. We are going to transfer within the coming days that $2 billion in fertilizer subsidy.
The head of state on Saturday held multiple community engagements across Berbice, Region 6. Residents of these communities were able to voice their concerns and have solutions provided. While there, the president outlined some of the transformative projects for the region, including the construction of a 4-lane highway from New Amsterdam to Molson Creek, the development of artificial intelligence AI data centers, the construction of a deep-water port, upgrading of Rose Hall Airport, the completion of a new international stadium, and the completion of the New Amsterdam Hospital. This was the President's Diary, where we took a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next time. Welcome to our edition of Weekly Digest, where we highlight the programs, initiatives, and policies of ministers of government as they work to advance the administration's agenda. 13 residents of Kukwani in Region 10 are now legal landowners. They received their certificates of title during a housing drive at the Kukwani basketball court. The titles were handed over by Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell, along with the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Bishram Kupen.
Just like how you are about to become new allottees, ownership is an equal exercise because it is part of the pathway to providing a security of tenure for where persons reside.
Recognizing that access to clean water is a fundamental human right, the government has been making targeted investments to ensure persons living in the hinterland have access to the vital resource. Kabora in Region 1 is one of the latest villages to have a brand new well. Prior to the $15 million well, the 400 residents depended on one well, despite being far apart.
When we say to you that we are going to deliver, you can be rest assured we will deliver.
Construction of the first 25 homes is set to be completed by July 22. Under the government's homestead program at Yarrow Cabra, 500 low-income homes will be built for single mothers. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell, along with Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs, Kwame McCoy, inspected development on Wednesday.
Which we have already awarded the first set of contracts to about $163 million. That's the internal roads for this area.
The newly constructed $449.6 million Friendship Magistrates Court was commissioned on Monday, bringing the administration of justice closer to the people of Craig to Long Creek. Decked out with the necessary amenities, cases will be heard in a timely manner at the new courthouse. In fact, over 200 cases have already been assigned to this court, with 4 cases listed for hearings on the opening day. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Mohabir Anil Nandlal said the court serves as a guarantee that everyone has easy access to justice.
What more can a government do to demonstrate its commitment in ensuring access to justice for all of its people, wheresoever you are located?
Heavy-laden trucks are not permitted to traverse along the railway embankment on the east coast of Demerara. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgel has announced this restriction during an inspection of the Strathspey Bridge. That bridge recently collapsed under the pressure of an overladen truck.
No trucks should continue to pass the aquapanel bridges along this embankment. If not, we're going to end up having another failure. This is a new trend. Trucks are going through community streets, trucks are going wherever they think they could get zoom fast. And that is causing damage.
Technical and Vocational Education and Training, TVET, has entered a new sphere in Guyana with the launch of the TVET Policy Document 2025 to 2035. The policy aims to equip learners with world-class skills essential for a dynamic, competitive global economy. Scores of students from various secondary schools and technical training schools were in attendance. At the launch of the Artichon Conference Center on Wednesday, Minister of Education Priyamanik Chan said the policy ensures universal access to technical and vocational training.
Today is a remarkable day, not only in launching the policy, but in advancing us one step forward in creating the Guyana we want in creating or making opportunities for the citizen that we might want to see in 10 years' time, and for providing to teachers and students and service providers across the board a guiding document that indicates the government's trajectory in the state's trajectory in the area of technical and vocational education and training.
The highly anticipated National Tushaus Council Conference will be held from May 19 to 23, 2025. This one-week conference brings together more than 200 Amerindian leaders for critical discussions relating to their development and well-being. Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai has urged village councils to engage villagers to ensure priority concerns are delivered at the conference.
Leaders are elected by villagers to represent them fairly in the best interests of the entire village. Their functions are to keep accountability and transparency in the village and to make sure that they manage the affairs wisely.
The safety of workers across Guyana is a top priority of the Ministry of Labour. At the launch of the Occupational Health and Safety Month on April 1st, Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton outlined the plans of this ministry to ensure all work environments are safe and healthy.
The safety and health of workers are of paramount importance. It is recognized as a responsibility that requires a collective approach whereby there is collaboration with the tripartite partners and key stakeholders to make the workplace safer and healthier.
The mining and construction sectors will undergo a series of inspections to minimize the number of workplace fatalities.
Welcome to the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. The President began the week by participating in two significant religious events.
He attended the first night of Chaitra Navratri, where he underscored the importance of spiritual consciousness as a foundation for social and economic awakening.
This social consciousness is what allows us to determine what is best for our families, what is best for our children, what is best for our communities, what is best for our mandir, what is best for humanity, what is best for our country.
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
For the country's Muslim community, Sunday was the last day of Ramadan before the Eid celebration. President Ali joined thousands of Muslims in observing Eid al-Fitr at the Muslim Youth Organization ground on Monday. He exhorted the congregants to reflect the values of Ramadan beyond the sacred month.
We have to ensure that as we come out of Ramadan, the lessons of moderation, empathy, kindness, charity, spirituality, that those are lessons that will shape our everyday life. And if we ensure that those lessons shape our everyday life, then we'll all be better humans individually. And if we are better humans individually, then collectively we'll be a better society. And if collectively we are a better society, then we'll be a better country. And if we are a better country, then we can be part of creating a better world.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
President Ali on Tuesday commissioned a modern building for the University of Guyana's College of Medical Sciences Turkine campus.
Funded by the government and the World Bank, the US $4.5 million facility has the latest educational technology to enable interactive learning and engagement for 200 students. President Ali said he understands how important it is for Guyanese to have access to high-quality healthcare and education.
But of course, we know the world is advancing at a tremendous pace. And we will also have to have labs that allow our students to learn robotics, AI, using robotic arms to do surgery. Otherwise, you will not be able to function in the new healthcare system that the world is adopting.
On Wednesday, the president departed Guyana for the United States.
Arriving in California on Thursday, the head of state received the Berkeley's Global Leadership Award. The prestigious award was presented at the University of California's Garwood Center for Corporate Innovation.
The Global Leadership Award honors individuals who demonstrate innovative and motivational leadership in their academic, professional, or community environments, particularly those who champion open innovation and make a positive global impact. The head of state, accompanied by Her Excellency First Lady Arya Ali, were given a guided tour of the NASA Ames Research Center in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, California. The president took keen interest in the vertical motion simulator, which is used to develop drone and aviation technology.
Later that afternoon, President Ali delivered the feature address at the Spring 2025 Berkeley Innovation Forum in California, United States of America.
To ensure that developing countries can fully participate in the AI revolution and bridge the technology gap, it is imperative to establish a dedicated AI investment fund. Tailored to their needs, this fund will provide crucial financial support for AI projects, enabling developing nations to leapfrog traditional technological barriers. Investing in AI for developing countries is not just a matter of equity. It is a strategic imperative to create more balanced and technologically empowered global economy.
On Saturday, the president journeyed home to Guyana.
This is the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next time.
The electrical transmission network along the eastern corridor of the Demerara-Berbice Interconnected System, or DBIS, is about to undergo a major expansion. On Friday, the government inked US $422.2 million in contracts for the construction of new transmission lines, making this the largest single investment in Guyana power and light electrical infrastructure. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips described the project as transformative and the backbone of the country's electricity supply.
Transmission, as you heard from the previous speakers, is the backbone of bringing the electricity, bringing the powers from where it is generated across huge or long distances to the homes. We promise that once and for all we will fix this whole electricity problem in Guyana. And in fixing the problem, we had to make decisions that are short term and decisions that are medium and long term. We were criticized for many of the decisions.
But you know what? Today in Guyana, we have adequate electricity, more than the demand, as you heard from the previous speakers, right? And those short-term measures resulted in us being where we are today. The medium to long-term measures are still to come.
Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, further explained that the new transmission lines will support the movement of power generated at the Wales Power Station to Goldfowacton.
This signing today is part of the design to improve the energy infrastructure. And what it means is that the plant that is being constructed at Wales, the power have to move from Wales into the rest of the country. One part of that power will come from Wales over the Demerara River, the Garden of Eden, into the backlands, and it will terminate at a location behind Eccles. They call it Goodfowacton.
The project is divided into 3 lots. Lots 1 and 3 have been awarded to Power China for a total cost of US $256.7 million. Meanwhile, US $156.5 million will be invested in Lot 2. That contract has been awarded to Kalpataru. Meanwhile, DPL Chairman Maurice Gajadar praised the government's decisive action in meeting the country's growing energy needs. The project is expected to be completed within 1 year of the contract signing.
The view from here is breathtaking, an endless expanse of calm water stretching out beneath the sun. It's no surprise that Joel Fredericks, a resident of mainstay Wayaka in Region 2, has decided to share this beauty with the world.
I built this vessel in my yard, and you know, when I was building it, people came in my yard and said, "What are you building?" I said, God told me to build the ark, I'm building an ark. And eventually I finished building and I brought it into the lake, and I was like excited. I said, "Wow, where you came up with this idea?"
His vessel, named Sunset, now offers a unique opportunity for tourists to experience the lake like never before. This party boat is a 20-person cruiser where patrons can enjoy sunset cruises, fishing trips, or even intimate moonlight excursions at night. Weddings, anniversaries, and private parties are often held on board, adding a personal touch to the region's growing tourism scene. The success of the Sunset boat has inspired Fredericks to take things even further. He is now working on an ambitious project across from the lake on a plot of land he recently acquired from the village council. This area, known as Breezy Bay, has now become his new focus for tourism. With its gusty winds and stunning landscape, Fredericks envisions it a hub for outdoor adventure.
Here now is where you can come and experience something different from the resort, from across the village. They are doing tourism too. My whole idea would be different experience here when you come to Breezy Bay. You can do a little bit of surfing. I also would be training people who don't know to swim. You can do that over here, right? And I would have a big kitchen. When you come, you want to cook your duck or wild meat, you want to roast, you can do it, or I can do it for you with a cost.
Fredericks hopes this blend of recreation and local flavor will draw tourists seeking new, authentic experiences. Fredericks is part of a larger movement in Region 2 to expand and diversify the local economy through tourism. The government has made it a priority to promote the region as a destination for both domestic and international visitors, recognizing its rich natural resources and vibrant cultural heritage. In recent years, significant investments have been made in infrastructure, including roads, communication networks, and marketing efforts, all aimed at positioning Region 2 as a top-tier tourism destination. The government has been enabling entrepreneurs like Fredericks to help diversify the economy, reduce dependence on traditional industries, and create jobs for the community. His investments in tourism have had a ripple effect, not only generating income for the region, but also inspiring others to get involved. Fredericks, for instance, has gone beyond just offering a boat ride or surf lesson. He's building an entire tourism ecosystem that includes various attractions, from the Sunset Boat to the Mainstay Motocross Park, which regularly draws large crowds for events. His vision of diversifying the tourism offerings in Mainstay is exactly the kind of investment the government hopes will inspire others.
I love Region 2, and Region 2 has so much of potential, and I think I want to buy into it. I already buy into it too, and I think it's a mindset. We have to work on the people to see how our region is beautiful and use it, right? Use it the right way to attract people, beautify it, and that is what I'm into.
Fredericks' leadership in the tourism sector also extends to his role as a member of the Region 2 Tourism Committee. He is a passionate advocate for the region, and his efforts have encouraged others to follow suit, creating a collective push toward growth in the tourism industry.
I love Breezy Bay, I love Mainstay, I love tourism. And I'm a tourism person, so that is why I'm investing all my energy, all my resources into tourism. It's a long-term investment I'm in. That one day I can sit back and say yes, because even some days I would sit down and, hey, Joel, you remember when you came across here, what it was like? And look, the transformation, it takes time, right? So if you want to be successful in life, have a plan, have a vision, work towards it, and it will take time, but you will reap the benefit at the end.
Health is wealth, and the well-being of Guyanese are being continuously prioritized by the government. With the innumerous strides made in the healthcare system, from providing free eye tests to assisting with dialysis, the strides government made are unquestionable. Now, they have raised the bar, setting up the healthcare system for a major overhaul by 2030. This is going to be made possible through the US $125 million Memorandum of Understanding Guyana signed with Mount Sinai Health System and the Hess Corporation on Tuesday. This partnership will birth a national cancer center, upgrade current facilities, introduce a digital health system, and expand community care. Mount Sinai will also train local doctors through its platform. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, who chaired the signing ceremony, revealed that very soon there will be an integrated electronic health record system.
In the next 7 months, you will have, for the Georgetown Hospital for sure, and all the other regional hospitals, including West End, Linden, New Amsterdam, Lethem, and all the new regional hospitals under construction. In 7 months, we'll have the electronic mobile app through which patients can schedule their appointment at these hospitals. Health updates will be on your mobile phone, and your reminder, your medical reminder on your medication will be available on your medical phone, on your mobile phones.
Guyana is also adopting cutting-edge technologies, including AI, to enhance diagnostics and patient care.
We're embracing the most advanced technology today, so that in another 2 years, you will be in a healthcare system that would be almost paperless.
By 2030, Guyana plans to build a world-class healthcare system with specialized services in cancer care, cardiac care, orthopedics, pediatrics and prenatal care.
Welcome to our edition of Weekly Digest, where we highlight the programs, initiatives, and policies of ministers of government as they work to advance the administration's agenda. The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation GPHC acquired 3 new boiler systems. Valued at approximately $210 million, the boilers are designed to produce high-pressure steam to kill microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi on medical equipment and instruments. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony joined staff and management of the GPHC to hand over the machines on Wednesday.
Having steam in the hospital for sterilization is a very important thing. And if that is not working effectively, then it can create problems for us in terms of infection control. So I'm very happy that we've been able to resolve this. And we have resolved it in a way that we have additional capacity. So going forward, the hospital shouldn't have any problems with steam.
Minister within the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for public affairs Kwame McCoy was in the community of Lou Creek on Wednesday. Minister Kwame personally helped in the distribution of solar PV systems to the residents. He reminded them that in delivering the panels, their government is fulfilling yet another promise.
We wanted to ensure that the solar system is given to the households in these communities that don't have any connection to the grid at the moment.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, signed a memorandum of understanding with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio at State House on Thursday. The MOU will deepen security cooperation and provide a framework to address regional challenges such as narcotics trafficking, transnational organized crime, and border security. More importantly, there will be stronger channels of information sharing on issues such as synthetic drug detection, transnational organized crime investigations and prosecutions, and military-to-military cooperation. On Thursday, Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgell engaged the community of the Edward on the west coast of the Berbice River. He listened to the plight of the residents and reminded them that their government is committed to addressing their concerns. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Mahabir Anil Nandlal on Wednesday joined President Ali in opening the first ever Decent Commercial Registry Authority in Region 2. This facility will now allow the Pomeroon Supanam residents to access a wide array of services without the hassle of traveling to Georgetown.
You and the Assembly are the first beneficiaries of a building dedicated to the Deeds and Commercial Registry to offer you the most comfortable services that we are offering anywhere else in the country, including Georgetown.
The Minister of Education, Priya Manik Chand, commissioned a state-of-the-art practical instruction center in Hopetown Region 5. This facility aims to bridge the skills gap by providing students and professionals with modern tools and hands-on training. After commissioning the center, the minister announced that from May 12, the distribution will begin for the Because We Care cash grant.
We have reinstated the Because We Care cash grant, and this year, every single child beginning May 12th will get $55,000. as their grant. And notice I said every single child and not every single home.
This has brought us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website at dpi.gov.ui and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye. Welcome to the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali's week of activities. His Excellency began his week by honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Chadi Jagan. Speaking at the Jagan Memorial Monument at Babujan, Quarantine Burpees, President Ali explained why it is important to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Jagan.
When we come here, we are not celebrating the stage. We are celebrating your labor of love and hard work that keep the memory of Dr. Jagan, the legendary work of Dr. Jagan alive.
During his address, the President made a surprising announcement, one that will ease the strain on the pockets of drivers.
As we celebrate the remarkable legacy of Dr. Jagan, that with effect from August the 1st, the crossing at Demerara, Barbies and Wisma is free of cost.
Later in the evening, the President joined hundreds of Muslims for iftar, the meal that opens the fast in the month of Ramadan. Members of the Friar Sunnatul Masjid in Quarantine Burpees were excited to interact with the President. President Irfan Ali accepted the letters of credence from the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Colombia, His Excellency Graper and Livingston Forbes, at the office of the President. The presence of the ambassador will facilitate greater bilateral relations between the two countries. The tremendous strides made in the healthcare system is about to get an even bigger overhaul by the year 2030. This is going to be made possible through an innovative collaboration between Guyana, Mount Sinai Health System, and HES Corporation. A memorandum of understanding was signed on Tuesday, which would result in a US $125 million investment in the project. This partnership will result in a national cancer center, upgrading current facilities, introducing a digital health system, and expanding community care. President Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali revealed that very soon there will be an integrated electronic health record system.
In the next 7 months, you will have, for the Georgetown Hospital for sure, and all the other regional hospitals, including West End, Linden, New Amsterdam, Lethem, and all the new regional hospitals under construction. In 7 months, we'll have the electronic mobile app through which patients can schedule their appointment at these hospitals. Health updates will be on your mobile phone, and your reminder, your medical reminder on your medication will be available on your medical phone, on your mobile phones.
On Wednesday, President Ali commissioned a $447 million Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority building at Sudi in Region 2. The modern edifice is the first building in Guyana dedicated to the services and operations of the Deeds and Commercial Registry Authority. During his keynote address, President Ali stated that access to justice is not a privilege, but a fundamental right of every citizen.
That is why we're strengthening our legal architecture. We're doing so because the rule of law must be something that every citizen can rely on. The moment justice feels out of reach, corruption grows. and trust diminishes. We must never let that happen in Guyana.
The president visited the Sadi Public Hospital where he met with the management, staff and patients to get an understanding of the services being provided. During the visit, he instructed the Ministry of Health to collaborate with the hospital stakeholders and to implement initiatives that would ensure better patient care. On Thursday, a joint press conference was hosted by President Irfan Ali and Marco Rubio, Secretary of State of the United States of America.
I am very pleased at the reassurance of the U.S. in ensuring the safeguard of our territorial integrity and sovereignty. Our partnership and joint commitment to the safeguard of this region from every disruptive force is key to the maintenance of democracy and adherence to the rule of law.
On Saturday, President Ali gave the feature address at the launch of the Guyana Learning Channel's 6 digital channels.
The digital school will be complementing each other so that our children can learn in an environment that they will have to operate in. 5 years from now or less, your children will be operating in a completely new environment. An environment that is highly digitized, an environment in which AI, artificial intelligence, will be playing the lead role and humans will be playing the more supervisory analytical role.
The president met with residents in Lagrange, West Bank, Demerara, where he addressed their concerns and reiterated his government's developmental plans.
We have a very clear strategy and a very clear plan that would make Guyana the energy capital of the region, the food capital of the region, among the best nature-based tourism destination in the region, the education capital of the region, the health capital of the region, and the country with the most defined infrastructure to support growth and development. A country in which prosperity will come to every single home.
This is the President's Diary. Thank you for watching and do join us again next time.